What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Film study for rookies. Today, man, we're going to break down Shedeur Sanders and what he's going to bring to whatever team drafts him, top 3, top 5, wherever he may go. However, there is one flaw. So if he goes to a certain team that lacks this right here, you could see his flaw extended. But let's talk about the positives before we talk about the potential negatives. So the first player we're going to look at right here, the defense is going to be in a cover 0. Sanders is going to drop back, sees the pressure coming off the edge, bang, goes to the fade route right there on the slot. And you're going to see both backers right here going to shoot the B gap right there between the guard and the tackle. What you're going to see right here is both backers right here are going to shoot the B gaps between the guard and the tackle. And what's going to happen is tackles are going to close that thing up, and they're going to let the edge guy come around, because the last thing you want is a defender right in your face. Look at that. Because the edge guy has to go all the way around, bang, flatten that thing out, then work his way to Sanders. Sanders has enough time to throw that thing on that fade route. Whoo! What a beautiful throw right there. Let's keep it going. Jump to play number 2 right here. A little play action. Once again, does a great job reading the safety. Let's run it back real quick. On this play, I edited just a little bit too soon, but the defense comes out in a cover 2 look. They're going to drop this safety down. So when Sanders is running this fake right here, he's looking at that safety. Bang, gets him to bite. And right there, post, deep slant, right over the top, man. That looks good. So far, man, we're 2 for 2 right here. Defense looks like a cover 4 look. Sanders maneuvers a little bit, and then bang, throws a bomb. Now, there's one thing I want to address right here, and this is the one thing we're going to talk about a little bit later. But watch his footwork right here, and I don't know that a lot of people are pointing this out. So you're going to see a clean drop back like every other quarterback, right? Take a look right here. Bang, 5-step drop. Now, right here, you're going to see him essentially kind of close his hips. Take a look right here. He's going to close his hips, then open them again. This play, it's fine, but just remember this play right here. He closes his hips and then opens them, and obviously throws it, 55 yards in the air like it's nothing, man. Whoo, what a sweet throw. Let's keep it going right here. You're going to see the defense kind of in a single height look. We don't know what we're doing here. We could send the nickel right here on a blitz. They could drop him down here. He can kind of play the flat. We don't know what's going to happen. All right, defense goes into a cover 2 look. Sanders gets the defense to bite right there on that post route, and then bang, goes to the backside of the safety. I love that right here. Let's run that back real quick. Take a look. All right, he's staring at the slot guy. Staring at him. All right, bang. He's going to go on that post route right there. Safety bites on that. Look at his hips. Bang. Backside is wide open. That's money. Look at Sanders. Next one we're going to look at, all right, I edited it just a little bit too soon, because your mesh concept right here, underneath, over the top, spot route right here, then I think a post route right here over the top. Take a look what happens. All right, top of the drop, essentially everything's picked up. Can't really go here. All right, that's picked up. Throw it here, bang, he's jumping that. Spot route, you got that defender right there. It's going to be close, and then obviously the post route. All right, so the running back's going to come out right here. Take a look what happens. He's potentially open, but I'm guessing Sanders is kind of progressing through his reads. So you got over the top or underneath right there, then spot the potentially post route, corner route, depending probably how the defense plays it. But as the play develops, you're going to see the back is open, but he gets pressured, steps into the pocket. He looks here, but now the DB is starting to play that underneath, and then bang, he's going over the top. Great reads on the progression, man. Let's keep it going. Once again, inside the red zone. We got him in the pistol, looking to the left, comes back to the right, back to the middle, and then bang, finds his guy. So far, what I've noticed about Sanders, his arm is smooth, the accuracy is there. He does a great job progressing through his reads. We're seeing a little bit of happy feet, all right, and the line wasn't great, but if I had to nick one thing, it's just kind of the happy feet in the pocket. Let's keep it going, though. We've got some more plays to go over. Let's see what happens next. Next play we're going to look at right here, all right, Colorado running doubles, 2 receivers on each side. Sanders is going to roll out to his left and make a throw. Rolling out to the left. Run that back real quick. Again, you got to love this right here. When he turns into that dual threat quarterback and still has that accuracy, I mean, that's hard to do, right? He's throwing to his left, on the run to his left. Allows the receiver to catch it and keep running. He doesn't throw it behind him, man. You love that right there. Right here against the Jayhawks, we're going to see a cover 2 look. All right, getting pressured, has to roll out. Bang. Not a bad play. Good job progressing to his reads right here. Once again, empty backfield. Bang. Was that a corner route over the top? We'll run that back real quick. Might just be a corner. with a little hitch underneath. Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. Definitely looking good so far. Right here, run a little fake. Bang, steps into the pocket, and he takes off. And that's what you got to love right there. He's not trying to run and make a few people miss, right? He's going to step into the pocket and just take off. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We're going to pause it real quick in a second. The last few plays, we've seen the empty backfield spread. The last few plays, we've seen the empty backfield, right? No help. So if an end or tackle goes up the middle and gets the outside, edge guy, whatever it may be, there's no extra protection after that first line. And depending on what team he goes to with that first 3 to first 5 picks, him not having an offensive line that's capable of blocking for him, it could halter him, right? And there's a specific thing we're going to look at in a second, but that's something to think about, right? Empty backfield, you see him do a good job throwing on the run, but the thing is, the guys in the NFL are twice as fast as the guys in the Big 12. But let's keep it going. So we're going to keep this thing going right here against Nebraska. No longer in the Big 12. Bang. Sanders reads the defense like it's nothing, man. All right. Nebraska drops into a cover 2. We got our slant in the slot. He's watching the back right there. If he doesn't turn around and play the receiver, bang, we're going right over the top. And take a look what happens. Boom. Easy money right there. Now against BYU, let's take a look what happens on this play right here. Sanders going to break the first tackle, trying to get away from the second one, and then he goes down to the third one. Now, this is something I want to talk about real quick, and it's something I brought up earlier. Watch his footwork real quick. All right, he's going to drop back. All right, top of the drop. Hips are not open. Hips are closed, and I think this stems from so much pressure. All right, take a look what happens right here. Let's run it back one more time real quick. You're going to see hips aren't ever open. They're always closed. And here's the thing. If my hips are closed like this, I can run that way. I can run that way. If my hips are open like this, I'm in a weird position because I can only run in whatever way I'm facing without basically trying to backpedal and go back to closed hips. And that's essentially what happens right here, right? Playing BYU right here, gets pressure from the outside, and bang, he's going to go down. And that's why I brought up whatever team he goes to, I don't know how much we're going to see empty because you got to be able to block for your franchise quarterback, especially if you're taking somebody with the top 3, top 5 pick. Final thoughts on Sanders are this right here. Dude's got an impeccable arm, the accuracy, the timing, his progressions with his reads, all amazing. The only thing he has to work on is kind of just throwing the ball away and not trying to outrun the edge guys because like I said before countless times, guys in the NFL are twice as fast as the guys in college, and the blitzes and the schemes are 10 times more complex than they are in college. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders. Definitely worthy of a top 5 pick. Once you nick that thing, I think we're Gucci, man. So with that being said, that's going to wrap it up. Film Study for Rookies is out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.